Good morning, guys and girls. Rob here with you this morning, and got my NFL picks of the week and from last week's picks. Um, and I think we got some. I think it's some decent picks to. I think we got some decent picks this week. I really do. First off, let's go last Thursday. The Lions beat Kansas City straight up. I took the Lions plus the 6.5. Let's do this. Let's just give you the four picks that I missed. I took the Carolina Panthers to cover against the Falcons. They didn't. I took the Cincinnati Bengals to beat the Browns badly, and they laid an egg. I took the Vikings in their game, and they lost. And then last night, the Buffalo Bills really laid an egg and played bad against the Aaron Rodgers less Jets. So Rodgers done for the year. We know that. We'll see what happens. I got some water right here. Um, so we know they're without Rodgers the rest of the year. Now what happens? We'll see. Let's start off week two. Thursday night, Minnesota's traveling to Philadelphia to play the Eagles. The Eagles are a 7.5 point favorite. Their home opener, prime time. You cannot go against the Eagles here. The Eagles will cover. Minnesota is going to start the season off 0-2. I really had hopes for Minnesota to win this division. Um, that's not the way to win it, though, is by doing this. They're going to come out the gate 0-2. Over under in this game is 48.5. I kind of like that total pretty good, but Minnesota is not once scoring first week. So I'm going under the total here. I think Minnesota is not going to put that many points on the board. Philly may put 28, 30, 32, 35. I'm not seeing a real close game here. I think Philadelphia beats Minnesota soundly. Now we go to Sunday. We got the Green Bay Packers with Jordan Love now at quarterback. They're heading to Atlanta, and Atlanta is a 3-point dog in this game. Green Bay showed what they could do offensively and defensively against the Bears. Green Bay now, how about this? They're going to start their first 2 weeks on the road. That's a tough one there. I realize the first week you're right there in Chicago, you're back home now. But now you're going to Atlanta. I don't think this is really conducive for a great game by Green Bay. But I'm not so sold on Atlanta's game either. I think this is going to be a low scoring game. I think Green Bay covers this 3 points, though. I think 3 is probably an accurate number here. I'm going to take Green Bay. Um, the slight, I don't even call it an upset. They're favored, but I could understand if it was a 1 or 2 point or even a pick 'em game here. Atlanta has a legit chance of winning this game, but I think Green Bay wins this one. I think they're going to slide by 17-13 or something like that. We'll take Green Bay. We'll give up the 3 points and we'll go under the total here. All right. Now we go to the Las Vegas Raiders. They're heading to Buffalo, and Buffalo is a stout 9.5 point favorite at home. Josh Allen did not impress me last night. He really didn't. And the Raiders' defense this past weekend did look pretty good. I'm going to tell you right now, this has got the makings up right here of the giant upset of the week. I don't think it happens, but 9.5 is way too many points. That's just way too many. You take the Vegas Raiders here to cover the 9.5, and like I say, if they're within a field goal with a minute or two to go, it would not surprise me to see this Raiders team escape with a win. They're better than advertised. They could still give Kansas City all they can wish for, and I think they're a legit playoff team. I think they can win 9, 10 games. We'll see. The Raiders right here have their chance to really prove themselves. I don't think they win this one. I think they're going to go 1-1. I think Buffalo will pull it off. 9.5, way too many points here. 47.5. Neither offense I don't think is going to put 24 on the board. We'll go under the total of 47.5. Next, we come to Baltimore. The Ravens are heading to Cincinnati. Cincinnati, a 3.5 favorites. Well, the obvious thing is can the quarterback for Cincinnati, Joe Burrow, look as bad as he did last week? And I'm going to say it right now. No, I don't think he's going to look that bad. But he's up against a Baltimore defense. Every time you think about Baltimore, number one, you think of running the football and defense. And that's what they're bringing to the table here. Cincinnati may win this game at home. It's their home opener. Yes, I understand that, but it is a day game too. And I really, really thought they might even give them a primetime game to start off, but they didn't. Um, 3.5, I think is still a little much though. I'm going with the road dog here. I'm taking Baltimore. I'm not sure Baltimore may not even win this game. Cincinnati going 0-2, with the potential of the Browns doing something that could really put them in a hole to start the season, considering they started the season against the Browns. I think Cincinnati probably does win a game, but 3.5, too many points. I like the Baltimore Ravens here to win this ball game, or at least to cover 3.5. 44.5 is the total. Um, I I'm just not seeing where all these points are coming from right here. I'm going under the total of 44.5. So I've went under on every one so far. How about that? Seattle Seahawks. Seahawks are playing at Detroit against the Lions. The most overhyped team in the NFL, the Seahawks. I don't think they're that good. I really don't. I think that they are dependent on a 14-year veteran journeyman at best. And he had a great year last year. I'm not going to touch last year, but last year was last year. Detroit, I'm not sure they're not one of the top 5 teams in the NFL. They marched into Kansas City and beat their asses last week. And they really did. They handed it to them offensively, defensively, and special teams. And I think they were really a defensive presence, and they were really physical with that team. Seattle's a physical team too, but Detroit has the pieces and the parts, I think, to dismantle this Seattle team. Detroit, 5.5 point favorites at home. I give up at 5.5. I'll take Detroit in this game. I like Detroit. I like them big in this game. 50.5, still too many points, boys and girls. Go under the total. NFL is going to figure out soon that it's too many points there, and we'll see what happens there. But right now, 50.5, we'll take Detroit. 5.5, we'll give it up and take the home favorite. Next, we have the Chargers. They are 3 point favorite going to Tennessee to play the Titans. 45.5. And Herbert is Herbert. I mean, he finds a way to lose ball games, not just not cover, but to lose ball games. And in this case, Tennessee is a 3 point home dog. It's got the makings of an upset here. It really does. I don't care who they march out there on the field, whether it's Will Levis, whether it's Tannehill, or whether it's Malik Willis. They got 3 quarterbacks, which most teams don't have. And that's a luxury that will be afforded them right here, because Herbert, if he falls out of the game, they don't have such quarterback talent to fall back on. Tennessee, they've got ways to do things. Malik Willis can always come in and run the football some. Tannehill is a good pocket passer, and if he can't get it done, Levis probably can. 3 points, give them to me. Give me the points. I'm going to take Tennessee in this ball game. I actually think Tennessee probably wins this game outright, but 3 points, you're going to give them to me, I will take it. 45.5. Once again, I'm going under the total here. I just don't like all these high totals here. Next, we got the Chicago Bears going to Tampa Bay to play the Buccaneers. The Buccaneers are a 3-point home favorite. 42 is the over under. Look, Justin Fields, his game doesn't travel or stay at home. He's just a mess right now. People that want to say Justin Fields is a legit NFL quarterback is talking out of their asses. He's not that good. He is probably the worst quarterback in the NFL. I'm including C.J. Stroud. I'm including all of them right now. He's just not there. He's just not where he needs to be. And I think they'll eventually see that, but until they open their eyes, Chicago's not going to beat this team. And Tampa, I think, is more than a 3-point team better than this team. They're at home. This is their home opener. Tampa at home wins the game by more than 3 points. 42. Chicago may not put up 10 points. We're going to go under the total of 42. We're going to keep going under as long as they keep throwing big numbers at us. The Kansas City Chiefs, they are going to Jacksonville to play the Jacksonville Jags. Kansas City is a 2.5-point road favorite here. Mahomes is not going to look like he did in week one. We know that. They've probably got their tight end Travis Kelce back. That's another big part. But they're also playing a Jacksonville team that is not just a spiffy bunch on defense. They're a pretty damn good bunch on offense. This could be one heck of a game. And 2.5 points to me right here sounds just about right. I probably don't bet it either way. But if you're going to put me in a corner and make me bet on this ball game, I'll take the Chiefs here. I think they're going to win by a field goal. I think this is going to be an excellent game. I really do. Probably game of the week type stuff. 51 points. I'm not sure either team is going to score that many in this ball game either. I'm going under the total once again of 51. Next, we got the Indianapolis Colts heading to Houston to play the Texans. The toilet bowl here. Houston is a 1-point favorite, and I just come back with this. Why? How do you give either one of these teams even a point? I'm gonna take a point. I will take the Colts. I don't care if the kid from Florida is hurt or not. Richardson, he cannot. If he doesn't play, that's fine. The Colts, I still will take them. I don't care who they got quarterbacking. I would rather have him than Stroud. It doesn't matter who, a journeyman or whatever. 40 points here in this ball game. This is one time I'm going to go over the total. The only reason I'm going over the total here is because I think that there will be some slip ups on some defensive stuff once in a while here. Both defenses are probably going to be on the field a lot because it's probably going to be a lot of 3-and-outs, 3-and-outs, 3-and-outs. But I think eventually some fall through the cracks. We'll see what happens here. I'm gonna go over the total here with the intention that Indianapolis may score 25 points here. We'll see what happens. I like their chances. We'll see. 49ers at the LA Rams. Both of these teams are 1-0, and the winner will be the leading the NFC West. 49ers, they went into Pittsburgh and buried them. I mean, actually buried them. The Rams, they marched their ass into Seattle and they buried them. So the Niners, 7-point favorites here with a over under a 44. If the Niners go 2-0, then they get to go back home and play. This team is perhaps the best team in the NFL, up top to bottom, all the way across the board. Brock Purdy is the real deal. 7 points. I'm not sneezing at 7 points at all. I realize I picked the Rams last week to march into Seattle. This is a different beast entirely. The 49ers probably put 30 on the board themselves here. The over-under is 44. I'm going over that total here with the intention that the Niners are going to put an ass whipping on the Rams, the Giants got buried 40 love up near Arthur Ashe Stadium Sunday night. And then Arizona, we know what happened to them against Washington. So the Giants are heading to Arizona to play. Arizona, a 4.5-point dog in this game. So the Giants, people must think enough of the Giants to go to give them to make them 4.5-point favorites. I don't see it. I think both of these teams suck. I don't think I really do. I think Arizona actually showed me something on defense against Washington. They played well. They played well, and their quarterback who was able to run out of the pocket and evade a Washington defense that is a lot better than the Giants defense. The Giants, I think it's going to be a long, long season for this team. I think they're going to start 0-2 here. I'm taking 4.5 points if you're going to give them to me, but I think Arizona wins this game outright. 38.5. Guess what? I'm still going under the total of 38.5. I think Arizona's going to put a few points on the board. I don't think there's any points for the Giants to put up because I don't think the Giants are capable of doing it. I don't like this team. I really don't like the way that team is put together. All right. Next, we have the New York Jets, who successfully last night took on Buffalo with the young quarterback Zach Wilson, and they took care of business. You got to give them credit for it. They're heading to Dallas, who put a 40 burger on the Giants the night prior in the same stadium. Dallas is a 3-point favorite. That is not enough. I'm telling you, the Jets may be a prime defense. We know the Cowboys are a prime defense. To me, they're probably the two best defenses in the NFL, or at least two of the top five. 45.5 is way too many points here. This could be a 6-0 or 3-0 game at halftime. But I think Dallas covers a 3. Take Dallas -3 under the 45.5. Next, we have the Washington Commanders, 1-0 for, and they played well against the Cardinals. And Denver, who ended up losing at home to the Raiders last week. So Denver, they get in their second home game already, and Denver's a 3.5-point favorite in this game. And once again, I say why. I think Washington is a top 5 defense. Their offense is made to run the football and play action pass with Sam Howell. I think this team could go to the playoffs this year. I really do. You're going to give me 3.5 points. I'm not sneezing at that for a second. I think Washington's going to win this game outright. I really do. 39 points. I'm going to go a bit over the total here because I know Washington is bringing a little bit to the table to at least be able to score a little bit. I think Denver will put some points on the board, but Washington, I think not only am I getting 3.5, I think they win the game outright. Commanders win this game. Sunday night game here. We got the Miami Dolphins traveling to the New England Patriots. All right. If you can't hear me, folks, really well, or if you can, I want you to just make sure if you have hearing aids on to listen to this one. I was floored when I saw this line earlier this morning. Miami at New England. Miami is a 20-point favorite. 2-0. New England put a sporting effort in Sunday in a loss. And they weren't expected to win that ball game. But Miami is a 20-point favorite marching into New England this week. And I'm like, okay, we know Tua is good. We know Tua is good. But is New England that bad? And they're at home again. Okay, New England is playing a second game at home. First off, you take the 20. Okay, let's just Let's just take that one already. You're taking the Patriots into 20 points. And next, we got to kind of unfold the situation and figure out what in the world is the NFL thinking here. I do know Tua was able to find a lot of open targets, and they thinking that maybe New England's defensive backfield is hurting. I guess it's got to be. But if you're coming into a game 20-point dogs, would you not at least start 5 or 6 defensive backs and be like, okay, now you got to run the ball to beat us? I would, yeah, I would not let Hill go out there and just run crazy on me. You can't do that. You cannot allow him to do that. If that's the case, they probably do beat them by 20. But come on, 20-point favorites. I mean, New England gave a sporting effort Sunday and only lose by 5 to an Eagles team that I think is better than this Miami team. 25-20 is not. I mean, come on, that was a decent game. I realize Miami won big. They won big. Yes, they did. Miami won big. But come on, this is way too many points. Way too many points. 20. When I saw it this morning, I had to look. I had to look at 3 different articles. Some's got 19 and a half. Some even have 20 and a half. But most places have 20 points, and I'm like, Vegas sees something I don't see. I'll jump on the New England bandwagon here. I'm taking 20 points. Okay. Number 2, I think New England keeps this ball game actually close for a while. So 47 and a half, I got to go over that total. Come on. If we're going to smell a rat, we're at least going to run with it anyway. So we take the Patriots plus the 20 and go over the total. The next one we have is the New Orleans Saints, and they're heading to Carolina. And Carolina is a 3-point dog at home here. Understandably, we know Carolina with a rookie quarterback. They go into Atlanta last week with a young quarterback, Desmond Ritter, and they didn't play well. They just did not play well. Yeah, we got 2 games for Monday night. You're right. I think this has the makings of a really, really, really good ball game. Um, I'm not so. I'm one of the few that are not sold on the Saints yet. Okay, um, Carr is never played anywhere and won. Okay, if you've played someone and proven yourself before, he's unproven. Their defense is good, but so is the Carolina Panthers defense. They're good too. Panthers are playing at home. This has got all the makings of a last second kick to win this ball game. And why not have the home team probably winning this game? I'm taking the 3 points here. I'm not sure they don't pull the upset right here, but I'm not surprised at all if the Saints win a last second field goal to win this game. But this has got the makings of an excellent Monday night game. Anytime you play it on Monday night and the spotlight's on you, as well as another team this week, because 2 of them are going to be playing at the same time. I just think Carolina here is a dangerous, dangerous, dangerous pick not to make. I realize New Orleans is a decent team, but this is one I kind of fear. Now I realize I went with Carolina last week against Atlanta. This one right here is more of a fear pick because if I take the Saints here, Carolina could win this ball game by 7 or 10 points. Uh, it's looking like Aikman and company is getting the Cleveland Pittsburgh game. That's what I'm hearing. Cleveland Pittsburgh. That's what it looks like. They're getting a second game. Yeah. And well, let's go right to that. Cleveland is heading to Pittsburgh, and Cleveland is a 2-point favorite in this ball game. I realize Cleveland dismantled Cincinnati last week. They dismantled them. And Pittsburgh looked like trash in their home opener. Pittsburgh's not going to look that bad this week. And Cleveland's not going to look that good this week. But just where do we where do we dial it in just right to make it where both teams end up showing up and doing what they can do? Kenny Pickett's big here. Kenny Pickett is huge here. If he does not throw for at least 250 yards, I don't think they can stay in this ball game. Look, we know what Cleveland's been through with their quarterback struggles and all this stuff in the past about Watson. I think this team is ready for the next step. I really do. 2 points on the road. It's tough for me to pull that trigger, but I'm going to here. I'm giving up those 2 points, and I'm taking Cleveland in this ball game. Yeah, Buck Aikman. I thought they'd go into Pittsburgh. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Um, 41 points. I'm going to go over that total. Over. I forgot to give you the total. Saints and Panthers 39.5. I'm not sure either team's going to score a lot in that ball game. I'm going under that total of um, 39.5. Now, let me give you your 3 locks of the week. First off, I got to make the Patriots a lock. Oh my gosh. If you're going to give me 20, that's a lock. I'm taking that. I'm running with it. The next one is Washington. You're giving me 3.5 points. We're going to Denver. Okay. Denver's offense, has been on the side of a milk carton for almost 2 years. Yeah, let's make Washington a lock of the week as well. And then look, Philly opening night, Thursday night, it's not going to be nice. If you're a Minnesota fan, you'll be cutting the TV off by halftime. This has the makings. I'm serious. This has the makings of a 35-0 game. It really does. I'm making Philly another lock of the week right there. 3 locks of the week. And now we are to the top 25 in college football upset alert. One team in the top 25 this week, I looked at it, and really none of them look like certain upsets. But one of them, I think, is an upset, and it's going to happen this week. The Big Ten is going to sport up against the ACC, and I think they're going to actually push the ACC around this week. Minnesota is going to be playing North Carolina. North Carolina should be 1-1 right now. If you didn't see that game over the weekend, the Tar Heel defensive back mugged a kid. Was it either Appalachian State or East Carolina? I don't. One of those two teams they were playing absolutely mugged him. Absolutely mugged him. And this was double overtime. Double overtime. Carolina should not be. If you're a top 25 team, right? You should not be playing East Carolina or Appy State into a double overtime just to set yourself up to go Appalachian State. Yeah. You can't do that. You cannot play Appalachian State into a double overtime, then expect to go up against a Minnesota Golden Gophers group. I know they may be down a little bit, but from my understanding, they like throwing the football. This is one right here that's got me on upset alert. I think Minnesota wins this ball game. I think they knocked North Carolina out of the top 25 this week, and I think it's for real. If you want another game, I got a top 10 game. They could be scary this week. Watch out. I think Texas could be right for the picking this week. We'll see. I know Texas is not the old Texas, but wouldn't it be something for everybody to say, wow, we've made it over the rainbow. We've done everything now. We had done everything, pat everybody on the back, pat everybody on the shoulder, and then this week march in and lose. We'll see what happens there. I think that this is a time. If I wanted to play Texas, this is a week I'd want to be playing them because everybody's telling them how perfect, how right they've done everything so far. It's a perfect time to beat this team. I think Texas is a better team than they've been in the last 15 years. That being said, I still think they could get beat this week. We'll see what happens. Let's roll back through it real quick. Philly minus 7.5. I'm taking them. Green Bay minus 3. I'm taking them on the road. The Vegas Raiders plus 9.5. I think the Bills are going to have a chore winning this ball game, but I'm taking the Raiders plus the 9.5. The Ravens plus 3.5 against the Bengals. I like the road team here. Detroit minus 5.5 against Seattle at home. I'm a big Lions guy now. I think the Lions easily cover that game. Tennessee, the Titans, they're 3-point dogs against the Chargers. The Chargers are McWipesy. They're going to have to wipe their asses around somewhere along the way because they are making messes. And they're going to be, they could go 0-2 here. Tennessee, you give me 3, I'll take it. Tampa Bay, 3-point home favorites against the Bears. I'm jumping on that one. I like Tampa. Chicago is a hot mess. The Chiefs going to Jacksonville. This is one of the most unsure picks of the week. Jacksonville, a 2.5-point dog at home. I don't want to touch this ball game. I'm taking the Chiefs. I think the Chiefs win by a field goal, but this is one I don't bet on this one. Jacksonville could outright win this ball game and put the Chiefs at 0-2. That would be a shocker, I'm sure, but it could happen. Indianapolis Colts heading to Houston to play the Texans. I like the Colts in this play. I don't care if Richardson does not play. And in fact, if Richardson does not play, I like him a little better in this game. You get them 1 point, I take the Colts in this game. 49ers heading to the Rams. The Rams showed what they could do last week. Totally different animal going against the Niners. Give up the 7 points, take the Niners this week. The Niners roll against the Rams probably by 20. Arizona is hosting the Giants. The Giants are 4.5-point favorite. My next question is why? I don't see it. The Cardinals played a tough ball game against the Commanders. They're coming home for their home opener, and they're 4.5-point dogs. They may not win, but 4.5, way too many points. I'll take Arizona. I think Arizona could outright win this ball game, even with a backup quarterback. Jets going to Dallas. Dallas a 3-point dog here. Dallas is the real deal. They put a 40 burger on the Giants. They probably put 30 on the Jets this week, and they get to wipe up both of the two New York teams in 2 weeks' time. The Jets with Wilson will be okay. Dallas is not the team they want to be playing in Dallas. Dallas minus 3. Jump on that one. Washington going to Denver. Denver a 3.5-point favorite. Another question: why? I don't see it. Denver's defense is decent. Washington's defense is better. Denver's offense is non-existent. Washington's offense is better. Special teams is better. All the way around, the kicking game may be the one lone thing going for Denver. But if you don't get within kicking range, you're not going to win. 3.5-point favorites, I don't understand it. Washington, a lock of the week right here. Washington outright wins this game in Denver. Sunday night, Miami, a 20-point favorite. Yes, 20-point favorite at New England. I don't see it. I don't see it. Everybody, look, Mac Jones did not all of a sudden forget to know how to throw a football. I mean, he put 20 on the board against the Eagles. You put 20 on the board against this Miami team. Miami's not throwing 41 on you. I'm not worried about that. Not against this Patriots defense. I don't think they can do it. Um, I'm going over the total 47.5, but man, I'm taking the Patriots in 20 there. Saints heading to Carolina. Carolina, a 3-point dog in this game. This is another one. I don't want to touch this game because I really think it's a field goal game all the way around. I like Carolina here. They could perhaps win this game, so you would get an outright and you get the lock, or you get the points as well. I'm going under the total there. Cleveland, Pittsburgh. Cleveland, a 2-point favorite. When's the last time they were favorite going into Pittsburgh? I want to say it's been about 30 years. It's been a long time. There would be a great question to have everybody find out when's the last time Cleveland was a favorite going into Pittsburgh. But I think legit this time. I really do. Pittsburgh scares me. as far as if is Pickett going to go through the sophomore jinx, he could. I still think Pickett is a decent quarterback. He's just going to have some growing pains. Cleveland minus the 2. Then we're taking Minnesota, the Golden Gophers, top 25 pick, upset alert. They're going to play North Carolina this week, and they're going to beat North Carolina. And I think that is going to do it for this show this week. Last week, what's my proud pick of the week? My lock last week was the Eagles, 4.5 to cover and win. They won by 5. It was tighter than it should have been, but they were my lock of the week last week, and they would have brought you some money had you bet the Eagles. Went 12-4, lose with the Bills. I lose with the Vikings. I lost with the Browns and lost with the Falcons. This week I'm betting the Browns, and I'm betting against the Bills. I'm betting against the Vikings, but I'm still not taking the Falcons yet. So we'll see what happens there. You all have a great, great week. God bless. And Bob Bryant, if you're out there, Bob, I hope you're doing well. He took a fall. Harris Jessup's been in the hospital with perhaps a minor heart attack. We don't know exactly what's going on there. So we're going to try to talk to my friends and try to give you updates on this channel, perhaps tonight, maybe tomorrow. So if I hear anything from Bob, I will try to let you know. But from all indications, he took a fall. The sheriff's department got him up last night, but we don't know how long he was down. We just don't know. We just are not aware of what kind of situation he's in right now. But it's we'll be on alert for Bob Bryant and for Harris Jessup. Prayers go to both families, both guys and their families. And we'll talk to you very, very soon. And for Rob, want to invite you to come on the channel live with me anytime. Hit the like, hit the subscribe, and do keep up with my channel. I'm doing picks. I like doing them in the morning time now because my afternoons are pretty well booked up. So we will be back very, very soon, and we'll see how well I do this week. 12-4 last week, and I got my one college pick this week, so we'll have 17 picks next week. God bless. Have a great, great day, and we'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.